Black. What would you do, and more importantly, what would you eat if you were told for the next 24 hours you could eat nothing but black food? Ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between, welcome back to Maverick Baking and welcome back to one of these 24-hour food challenges. Now, in honor of Halloween being this weekend and in honor of spooky season as a whole, it only felt right for this week's single color food challenge to be black. So for this whole day, I'm going to be eating nothing but black food. Is this possible? We're about to find out. Let's go. Okay, it is breakfast time. Let's see what is on our very black breakfast plate. So it only felt right for the first part of our black breakfast to be blackberries. Nature's dark little bounty. These look so pretty. Though I must admit, on opening the packet, I did find a dead wasp. So if you're watching this and I'm dead, you know fine well what caused it. They're a little bit sour, a little bit sweet, and perfect for today's video. As you might be able to see here, the second part of our breakfast is going to be 100% cocoa absolute black dark chocolate from Montezuma's. In a lot of brands, 100% cocoa is horrendously bitter and almost impossible to eat because it's quite unpleasant. But this is from a decent brand, a nice kind of ethical brand, so I am very happy about eating it. Plus, it will be a nice contrast to the kind of sweetness and tartness from the fruit. Shall we have a look at it? I will admit I have already opened this bar for some baking the other day, but it is still mostly whole. So you can see just how super dark this chocolate is. Now, to make it 100% cocoa, this means that this contains no emulsifiers, no sugar, no milk, nothing, just pure cocoa solids. It's pretty intense. But I am going to have a few squares of this super caffeine and polyphenol and flavor-rich chocolate bar with my blackberries and call that breakfast. So surprisingly, that chocolate was actually better than expected. Like I said, other kind of cheaper supermarket, high street, big name brands can make some really, really bitter, nasty, burnt tasting stuff. But this has actually been kind of surprisingly smooth. 100% cocoa, I must say, isn't the same kind of experience as even a very dark chocolate bar. It's very, very rich. It's like a double espresso. It might take you a little bit of time to get used to it, but once you can appreciate it, what it does for you, the way it feels in your mouth, would thoroughly recommend it. And this bar I was able to find in my local Sainsbury's, so not impossible to find at all. Anyway, let me show you the bizarre bake we are undergoing today. So this creature from the deep is going to be a black charcoal focaccia. Now, honestly, it's every bit as ridiculous as it looks. It looks like a horrendous mistake. The color of this is being powered by literally just 1 tablespoon of this activated charcoal powder. Now, this is not a food coloring, you know, this isn't just a basic kind of kids Play-Doh paste to make it this color. This is actual powdered charcoal, which supposedly has great health benefits, supposedly. That's not what we're here for, but, you know, nice little side effect. So this has been proving for about an hour and a half. It's a super, super wet sticky dough, as you can probably see. So what I'm going to do with this is tip it out onto a tray to prove for 1 final hour. Then we will dress it up with some olive oil, some rosemary, some sea salt, and then we'll bake it into a glorious black bread for lunch. So it is lunchtime. Bit of a later one today because I had an entire loaf of bread to bake and allow to cool before eating it, and you guys are gonna freak out when you see this. Look at this. Look at this. I promise you, this is not just a burnt mass of bread dough. This is an actual charcoal sea salt and rosemary focaccia. Handmade and incredibly ugly. So this big ugly thing is going to be one of 3 components to today's lunch because I like to give you guys a bit of variety. So we're going to have this hopefully delicious charcoal focaccia. I will slice into it and show you guys what is going on inside. The other components for today's lunch though, you can probably already hear the sizzling of one. This is black pudding. Now, if you are from out with Europe, this may kind of be something that you're not super familiar with. This is a hugely, hugely popular foodstuff in Scotland and is absolutely perfect, not only in name, but in colour for today's video. So black pudding, honestly, the smell is driving me wild. It smells so good. Black pudding is not suitable for vegans or vegetarians. In fact, it's also not even suitable for the pickiest of meat eaters. You might be wondering just what on earth it is and why it has this name. So essentially, your ingredients are fairly normal. Water, a bit of beef fat, a bit of oatmeal. If you scroll down this kind of list, you'll find dried blood. That is what gives this black pudding its main flavour and colour. Now, before anyone gets incredibly squeamish, I urge you to try it. I know that in countries like Spain and in Italy, especially in kind of Sardinia, and in other kind of European countries, blood sausage, black pudding, black sausage, whatever it is called, is super popular. It's really not particularly attractive, but my word, I promise you, it tastes fantastic. So along with the black pudding, we are also going to be delving into something also naturally black, some olives. Now, sadly, I was only able to purchase this in a massive mixed tub. And yes, the year 2020 is going to reduce me to the kind of person who only picks out the black olives to eat today. But black olives are my favourite kind of olives, so I can't complain too much. And the others will definitely be eaten tomorrow or whenever Francesco gets home. So while my blood sausage cooks, let me talk to you a bit more about this focaccia. So this is kind of based on my classic Maverick baking focaccia recipe, which is ever reliable. This is like the king of lazy breads. If you hate kneading, if you hate any kind of hands-on effort with bread, this is for you. It doesn't need to be shaped. It doesn't need to be kneaded and pulled and thrown and stretched. You just need to let it rest. It proves for about 3 hours. So it can take longer than some breads, but it is definitely worth it. And you need so little hands-on time, it's ridiculous. It's a fairly quick 25-minute bake, and you will end up with this gorgeous, well, I mean, normally gorgeous. This black one isn't particularly gorgeous, but it's definitely suitable for Halloween if you're not into all the sweet foods of Halloween. And it's definitely a conversation starter at any kind of dinner party or, I don't know, Zoom meetings. What do we do nowadays? One of my favourite things about this bread is not only the gorgeous kind of Mediterranean flavour, thanks to the olive oil and the rosemary, but the texture is just incredible. Because it's a really, really wet and sticky dough, it creates these gorgeous big bubbles inside, and you'll find this incredible and addictive chewy texture too. I can't wait to cut in and show you, but let me finish cooking my sausage first. Emo Kelly, circa 2009, would have been so proud of this meal. So we have a couple of slices of that gorgeous charcoal focaccia. I actually can't quite get over how dark it is. 1 single tablespoon of activated charcoal is what made this entire loaf so jet black. It doesn't even look real, and it's going to be really strange eating something that is normally beautifully beige, golden, with a fluffy white interior that is just jet black all over. Truly bizarre. With that, I just pan-fried 1 slice of black pudding for about kind of 4 minutes on each side. I might have another slice, depends how much this fills me up. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but bread is super filling. And of course, some lovely black olives. Lovely, savoury, salty, umami lunch that's just as black as my heart. Very happy. This is your daily reminder never to give up carbs. It is about that time of the afternoon where I need a snack. So what do we have that's black? Potentially the most obvious, we have some Oreos. And I even treated myself to the double stuffed ones. I know it's not purely black. I know we have some white in there, but they count, come on. It couldn't be a black food day without some of these, let's be honest. I'm also super, super excited to share dinner with you guys. I've just come off a FaceTime call with my lovely Francesco, and he has made some crazy black things for dinner. I can't wait to show you. But for now, Oreos. Three words: squid ink pasta. I think that about does it for this 24 hours of completely black food. I am well and truly stuffed after that squid ink pasta. If you are curious, my lovely Francesco did make it. He has a pasta website. As always, I will link it below. Learn how to make pasta, eat pasta, run faster, be a master, you know what I mean. Everything today has been surprisingly okay. It definitely took a bit more planning than some other days have required, you know, with the charcoal powder and needing to buy slightly more specific foods than I normally would, but it's been enjoyable and hopefully suitably spooky for you all without being completely Halloween based. I'm probably going to go and have a few more Oreos, a cup of tea, and then go to bed where I belong. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you for the next one.